Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I have some things I want to go over today. One of them being that Russia has announced the fact that they're going to be debt free here pretty soon. Um, a lot of it they did by just enabling basic Christian values. Just you know, and this comes from Newsweek. Uh, But so Russia's about to pay off its debt here pretty soon. And that's going to make the elites panic because basically, if Russia can pay off its debt, I think they're probably afraid that Donald Trump may follow suit and start doing some of the things Russia did, by just basically enabling basic Christian beliefs to fix our economy. You know, and that would release the stranglehold that they have on our government and essentially all of us. I believe that the fact that Russia is about to do this is going to put everyone in a panic. It's going to cause the elites just to go nuts because they can't have that. If Russia's going to set an example, this is going to make them more powerful than us. They'll be out of debt. They'll be out of the grip of the evil that's out there. You know, um, I mean, it's just it. It's exciting for Russia, but then again, it's going to cause some issues because if Trump basically starts these putting these things in place, it's gonna cause some havoc. So yeah, so that's one big thing that I wanted to mention. The fact that they're going to be debt free here in like 45 days. And the elites can't have that. It's just no, they can't. They can't have that. Um, and another thing that I wanted to touch on is the fact that here now Snopes has disproved this whole thing about NASA. But if you do the independent research and stuff, NASA's covered up UFO sightings that have appeared on live feeds. I mean, look it up on YouTube. I mean, that there's live feeds that just get cut right after something strange happens on it, and also, there's cases of UFO sightings on the moon, strange structures on the moon that NASA's covered up. Also on Mars, strange structures that have been covered up on Mars. Anyone who wants to try and disprove my UFO theory, I mean, there's millions and millions and millions of people around the world who have seen UFOs, who's had extraterrestrial contact, being, friendly or even fearful contact. That it's out there. I mean, in the fact that people just don't. People want to call people like me crazy. Just because they haven't experienced these things, nor have they done the research to even see that there's millions and millions of people like me. Who have had experiences with UFOs in extraterrestrial contact. So I'm not alone. And I don't care if people call me crazy. I mean, you can call me crazy all you want. All I know is what I've seen, what I've witnessed. Things have gone on around me, and I know that it wasn't my quote unquote sickness that did the strange things around me. My sickness didn't cause that watch to cut itself. My sickness didn't cause lights to appear in the sky that I later see military jets flying around the area where I've seen them. My illness didn't cause an implantation in my nose and then cause my nose to bleed for random occasions for a year after that or more. Strange marks on my body, whatever. I mean, so everyone can say what they want, but I know what I know, and I know that things are about to happen. Things are coming to a head. So here's NASA admitting that they have known and have contact with alien life. But don't worry, we've been lying to you about it, but it just kind of slipped our mind because there's a lot of documentation and documentaries and stuff about UFOs and alien life and all that. So it just kind of slipped our minds. As it says right here, we apologize for this mix-up. The whole thing has just slipped our mind. Oops. You know, yeah, they've been so busy back engineering their technology to create weapons to attack American citizens with, so that way they can oppress us even further. That's why I'm going to touch on the false flag attacks from the other day. That's because the false flag attacks are basically, they send Manchurian candidates into an area with a gun. Look up a Manchurian candidate if you don't know what it is. So they hypnotize this guy to go in with a gun, shoot up a nightclub or whatever, shoot up a school or whatever. And then, Sandy Hook wasn't even that was a false flag attack. It wasn't even a real attack. No kids were killed. There was no bodies. It was basically just a big hoax to try and take away our guns. That's what their main emphasis to the whole thing was they want to take away our guns. Because when they start doing these things and start killing citizens, rounding people up, putting them in concentration camps, and all this stuff, they don't want us to be armed to fight back. They don't want us to fight back. And to be honest with you, they have weaponry that's way beyond what we have. Because they've been actually back engineering these things since probably before Roswell. I'm guessing. I think Roswell is just the biggest thing that ever happened. So they figure from Roswell on, which is, I believe, if my date's right, 1957. It was around there, but I've actually heard they have starships. They have a fleet of ships that we've visited other planets. We have bases on Mars. We have bases on the moon. I've heard all this from multiple sources, and they've been working with extraterrestrials in demonic entities, and a lot of our shadow government are Satanists, and they do this all in the name of Lucifer. I mean, Lucifer wants to collect as many souls to drag down to hell, when everything comes to an end. He wants people to not believe in God. The fallen angels, I believe, are benevolent, extraterrestrials. They're extraterrestrials who are working on behalf of God to try and save us all, and they've been watching over us, and they haven't interfered too much. Because they don't want to interfere. I feel like when the time comes, they will have to interfere. Otherwise, we're going to completely wipe ourselves out. We're going to kill ourselves with this nuclear war that's coming. And Satan wants this to happen. Satan wants us all to die. He hates us all because of the fact that he fears us. We were created in God's image. And the thing is he got too much pride, came down to earth, and brought many fallen angels with him, to basically control mankind. They've been controlling mankind for thousands of years. And Jesus was brought to earth to warn mankind, to say, look, don't fall into this. Don't give in to the evils and all that. And I truly believe that Jesus Christ was the original truther. He went out and told the masses, and he never gathered people in churches or anything like that, because he knew that a lot of the churches, a lot of the religions were part of the problem. I mean, they were infiltrated by these fallen angels and to mislead mankind. So to walk with Jesus is to go forth with love in your heart. Use love first. Love and compassion. Truth and with evidence. And the evidence is here. Look for yourself. The evidence is all over the place. I mean, a lot of these people just don't believe in this stuff. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in fallen angels. I mean, the fallen angels were called fallen angels in the Bible because they had no other way to describe them. I mean, back when all this stuff started, they had no other way to describe them than call them fallen angels. And really, I feel like there are good entities out there who have been watching over mankind and making sure that you know the just people in the world are taken care of when the time comes. And you know, I'll admit I'm a sinner just like everyone else. I've done wrong, but I feel like I've never been a heinous kind of person. Like, I've done some things I'm not proud of and stuff, but I've never gone forth and done things just out of pure hate or anything like that. I've never killed anybody. I have never raped anyone. I've never done anything super heinous. So I mean, there's just a lot of things coming to a head soon, and the elites are starting to get desperate. And it's kind of weird going back to let's go back to the whole Russia settling their financial debt. Now, I believe that a lot of this stuff is going to kick off in May. And isn't it kind of weird that 45 days? I mean, this is published I think yesterday, but 45 days fits into my time frame. It fits into the May thing. So if all of this heinous stuff, like this really horrible stuff, is going to happen in May, then I mean, just the fact that this right here, that kind of says a lot. So, anyway, there's some food for thought. I mean, do the research for yourself. Don't let me do it all for you. I mean, this is just to put a thought in your head. Think about the things that are going on in this world and why things are just so messed up, just so screwed up. I really feel like Rockefeller's death is kind of like a pivotal moment. It's kind of like the warning bells are starting to sound, because he was behind a lot of these heinous plots throughout the years. A lot of these conspiracy theories. Depopulation of the world, the attack on the World Trade Center. Funding all these hate groups along with George Soros, which George Soros is currently working on collapsing our economy. He's going to completely collapse our economy, and we won't even be able to go to the grocery store and buy anything. At least if you don't have cash, or even if the stores are still open. You can't run down to the gas station and get gas because you can't use your debit card at the pump. And then again, even if the gas station is open or has gas. So I mean, there's a lot of bad things coming. Look up Ice 9. That's basically a program put in place to completely just just completely collapse our economy and just cripple it. So there's an agenda afoot here, and we have to stay vigilant and make sure to stock up water and food and stuff to make fire, all the essentials, because things are going to happen soon, and if we're not ready, we are going to get caught with our pants down, basically. I know I've been making plans on my end. Just getting things ready. So you should be too. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the video at this, and just good luck to everybody, and remember the ABCs of salvation. Walk with Jesus. Jesus is the way to God. He is the door. And if you want to get through this, it's all about Jesus, because this is an attack on faith. This whole thing is going to be an attack on faith. I mean, they don't want us to basically get out of debt just by following some basic Christian rules. I mean, and the thing about it doesn't have to be about religion. Don't make it about religion. Make it about a way of living. Live with goodness in your heart, with love in your heart, and go forth with peace and understanding, and You know, I don't know. I'm beating a dead horse here now. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, just remember ABCs of salvation, and you know, just walk with Jesus. Good luck, everyone.